Welcome back. Here we are again. Good rising. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. This is Wolf. You're tuned in to another opportunity for us to be able to connect. Another episode of Waking Up with Wolf. It is officially a Wednesday. How are you feeling right now? How does your body feel right now? How's your breath feel right now? Maybe you just woke up. Maybe you've been maybe you've already gone through the adventures of your day. Maybe you're just winding down. Either way, thank you again so much for just being here, for joining us in this opportunity to be able to just practice connecting with our breath, connecting with this present moment, reminding ourselves of the benefits of this practice. And that is essentially what this is, like anything else. For those who haven't had the opportunity to really get to know me, or even a bit of what I've grown up doing and stuff like that, and just welcome everybody as they're joining, and we'll just give it a few minutes because people are just going to join on the spot and just start moving your body, but again, I just want to give you a little bit of context. It's just an opportunity for us to be able to just get to know each other and everything like that. When I talk about the importance of this, and I talk about this from the context of practice, for me a lot of this comes from the practice of what I've experienced growing up in the context of sports, in the context of playing hockey and things like that. And so in that sense, I want you to kind of feel that in this moment, this is literally you showing up for hockey practice, right? I've kind of talked about different metaphors of how this is tuning your instruments. This is literally you starting your day by tuning your instrument. In the same way, what hockey practice is about, what this practice is about right now, and again, just start giving yourself gentle taps. If you're just tuning in, just start listening to your body. But again, why do we practice? If we're playing hockey, why do we practice? We practice because we're here to play games, because we're here to win, because we're here to take part in the dance and the competition. But how do we expect to win unless we practice? How do we expect to play good music unless we tune our instrument? So from that point of view, that's essentially what we are doing here. This is practice. This is practice being able to be with our breath, be present, be loving of ourself, be aware of our body, be aware of our thought, be aware of our emotional weather, be more present in just what we're doing, so that when we leave our house, or maybe when we're in our house and we're working on stuff throughout the day, and we're called into that game of having to focus our energy or having to deal with a situation that may not be what we had planned and everything like that, the practice that you've had beforehand will allow you to be able to instinctively show up in that moment and be able to trust yourself. And that's the thing, right? I'm helping give us the ability to be able to develop our trust for ourselves. If you're standing there on a tennis court and you want to get really good at tennis, and again, just start tapping yourself, literally every single little molecule of your body. I just want you to practice tapping yourself, focus on a couple spots individually where you feel called. Again, just tapping around the neck, temples. If you're standing there on a tennis court and you want to get good at tennis and you're holding a tennis racket in your hand, what do? Right? You can't just stand there and just be I'm not gonna, I don't want to hit the net. I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to do it wrong or something like that. No, you take the ball, you swing it, you swing the racket, and you might hit the net. But then you do it again, and 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 eventually it gets to the point where you're so in that zone where you're trusting. You have faith. You have faith in yourself. You have faith in your ability to know that yeah, you've hit the net multiple times in the past, but because you were willing to do that, because you intentionally put yourself through that practice, now you have the confidence, now you have the faith, now you have the trust. So that's what we're doing here right now. Again, this is a practice. This is a practice for you to be able to practice being in your breath, practice waking up your body, practice treating yourself with love. Practice giving yourself what you need. Practice asking yourself, what do you need in any given moment? So, Thank you again, everyone, for being here. We're just gonna do a few breaths in this moment. People are just joining on the spot, so we'll just give kind of like a couple extra seconds for everybody on the Instagram. I'm like, again, I have to like look to see your comments, but I can see you popping in, so thank you for being here. And I do just want to be able to remind everyone that what we're going to be doing, this is a Wednesday broadcast, and kind of like what we do with Wednesday broadcasts is like a recurring theme, right? We're creating context, we're creating containers. What we're doing for Wednesday broadcasts, what we're going to be doing in the next few moments, I'm going to be in, after we do our initial breath work, I'm going to be inviting you to be able to take part in our practice of self-love by literally like practicing this as if I was in a hot yoga room, and literally I'm going to be like going shirtless. And again, this is totally, I've already explained this before, but this is like totally from a desexualized point of view. At the same time, it's acknowledging the beauty of our body, but it is an opportunity. I'm doing this to invite you, if you feel comfortable, to also practice this shirtless. You could practice this with as little or as much clothes on as you want. And the practice behind doing this is to practice like dissolving our ego and kind of like really being like in love with our body, in love with our temple. Kind of like destigmatizing the idea that, you know, if we're shirtless, then it's like a sexualized thing or something like that, and really just being like in that place where it's just like, I love myself. I really, really do love myself, you know, and I love my body, and I want my body to become even more of what I'm crafting it into, even more of like my own expression of my true self and everything like that. So again, we'll do that in the next couple moments. And, you know, and in some ways, I'm not telling you not to like see yourself as a super fucking sexy being. I want you to be able to see yourself as that. But the same way, we're not doing this because we're trying to like get likes and stuff like that by using sexuality. No, if anything, we're actually kind of like alchemizing the sexuality into a place of power, into a place of confidence. So if you dig that, feel free to like just like drop some 1111s in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you again for tuning in. And this is a chance for us to kind of like find our edges and kind of like go beyond them. So, and honestly, eventually I want to be doing like Waking Up with Wolf outside. As the weather gets better, I want to be able to like take the camera outside. So imagine like we'll just be like outside shirtless and like getting the sun rays. Like how awesome is that, right? So let's just drop in with our breath. Let's practice. And we got a few more people joined in. So thank you everyone for joining in. Let's practice dropping into our breath. So watch, in this moment, I want it to be like, oh my God, everything's so exciting. Boom, 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 boom. In 10 seconds from now, I want you to see how quickly you can drop into the awareness of your breath and just be chill AF in this moment. To be kind of like your Neo mode activate, where you're just like, so 5, 4, straighten up your spine, relax your shoulders, 3, 2, take that first gentle deep breath. Here it is. Continue to find the rhythm of your breath. Use your breath as a tool. Use it as a point of focus. Your exercise in this moment, your practice, is to simply be focused on your breath. This is the practice. Release any thoughts of what happened yesterday or what may be happening later today. Your practice, like stick handling a puck on the ice, is to keep your focus on the puck, to keep your focus on the movement of your stick, and that is the movement of your breath. And the puck is also your breath, or something like that. Sure, whatever. Just go with it. Breathe here. Feel the gift of your breath. What do you receive when you focus on your breath? Invite the breath to fill your body with serenity, to fill your body with tranquility, fill your cup with peace. That's what you're doing right now. You're like plugging yourself into a cosmic socket. You're receiving this like God-like energy in any moment, simply by plugging into it, simply by being in your breath. So let's just be here just for a few more moments. Observe when your thoughts wander and use that as an exercise, as a practice to bring yourself back to the focus of the breath. They will wander, you expect them to. When they do, that's like you doing a bicep curl. You pull it back with the strength of your muscle, with the strength of the muscle of your focus. Do you feel that? Good. And then you use your balance to keep your focus in that one place, the focus of the breath, for as long as possible. Relax your face. Take 2 more breaths here, and I really want you to just observe how delicious they are. Feel that. I want you to literally we'll take a couple more. I want you to take your breath, but I want you to imagine that your breath is like a delicious piece of chocolate. Just focus on how delicious your breath is right now. I want you to fall in love with how delicious your breath is. Your breath is incredibly valuable. Never forget this. Do not wait till your last breath to realize how valuable your breath is. Appreciate it now. Appreciate the fact that with each breath, you're breathing in universal energy, recycling energy, clearing out any of the stagnant energy, oxygenating your body. Deep breaths. Energize yourself. Feel any tingling sensations up the spine. Gently, we'll begin moving out of this. Listen to your body. Feel if there's any tension in your body. Just kind of gently roll your shoulders. Straighten yourself up a bit. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Just do a couple more big exhales if you need to. Just do any sort of shakes. Just feel it. Get it out of your system. Shake your hands a little bit. So how many people here are taking cold showers? So just side question. How many people are taking cold showers? Because cold showers give you that chance to just be and it wakes you up. So we want to get into that habit of, again, doing things like cold showers, doing things like waking up and practicing meditation together, doing things like learning how to swing our racket when we've never done it before, learning how to practice, learning how to develop faith. Faith is a word we often associate with religion, but faith is a word very powerful when we associate it with our trust in ourselves. So have faith. Have faith that through your practice, you're able to know that whatever comes your way, you're with your breath. You're with God. You're with your spirit. You're with your higher self. You develop that connection, and then as things begin to happen to you, you're really in that place where it's just kind of you're come at me, bro. Come at me, universe. Anything you can throw at me, universe, I'll be able to see it with that mindset where I'll be able to handle this. And the way that you can handle this is, again, you should always be kind of asking yourself where what am I learning from this? How am I growing from this? Not oh, how is this just a shitty situation. It may be a shitty situation, but even still, can you still see how you're growing from this, how you're becoming more resilient, how you're becoming more flexible, how you're becoming more compassionate for others and yourself. Everything, literally everything that the universe gives you is here to evolve your consciousness. And so we'll just say that, we'll move right into the next thing, but I remind you, because this is such a key piece of wisdom that a lot of people outside of this broadcast and out in the main world, they don't know this. They were never taught this, but it's basically this simple idea that the universe is not just here to make you happy, it's here to evolve your consciousness. And once you understand that, that changes the game, because a lot of people, they get stuck in this narrative of thinking like, oh, okay, God created the universe and God is good. Why does God let bad things happen? Valid question. Absolutely valid question. But again, God, if we're calling it that, like the hyper intelligence that kind of like synchronizes everything and everything like that, happy, sad, like, like they kind of are just one spectrum. Consciousness in itself is what is here to grow. So we have to go through like those experiences of like feeling sadness, feeling strain, feeling like the discomfort and the dis-ease, feeling the sickness, so that we can learn how to heal ourselves. We need that. We literally need that. So anytime you feel yourself triggered, your triggers are your teacher. Like seriously, you eventually you want to like find triggers in a way. It's not like you're looking for them, but in a way you are. And in the triggers, and this is what I'm saying, the triggers can be the things that you put on your path intentionally, such as your cold showers, such as things like fasting, such as like challenging yourself to wake up in the morning when you might be wanting to sleep in, such as changing your little habits, changing your diets, things like that. So look for that. Okay, thank you again, everyone, for being here. I appreciate it. I'm kind of like seeing the questions on the Instagram. I have to look around. Awesome. A reminder, stay tuned to the end. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about what's coming up in the future, paradigm shift, how you can be involved. And again, just thank you guys so much. And as always, share this with your friends. We'll move into the chakra practice in a second. I do just want to be able to practice a little bit of like self-love in terms of like the body image. And again, so what we're going to do, we're going to invite people to go shirtless if they want. Again, as much clothes, as little clothes as you want. You're in the privacy of your space. What you do is totally up to you. I'm doing this as an invitation. I'm literally just kind of doing this as if like, again, like I was at yoga class last night, similar thing, like it's not a big deal, but it is a great opportunity for us to be able to practice self-love. If you have the opportunity right now, I recommend finding a mirror, putting a mirror in front of you. So there's another thing that I want to be able to get into. It's not going to be today, but I want to teach you guys more about like the power of eye gazing in a mirror, and actually like the power to be able to like evoke psychedelic experiences through eye gazing. This is something that I have begun practicing like years and years ago, and I was like, holy shit, like I can like reach like higher dimensional states simply by eye gazing with myself in the mirror. Like, whoa, like how many people even know this, right? So we'll practice that another day, but for now, if you're able to, give yourself a moment, move your camera in front of a mirror right now. So like you'll be listening to me, you won't really be watching me, but I want you to be like looking at yourself. So, okay. So with that said, I invite you to be able to like remove your shirt. Again, totally, if you're comfortable with it. And even if you're not comfortable with it, like notice that, and maybe you should be like, oh, like, but this will be a chance for me to become more comfortable with it by going through the discomfort. And again, just a chance to love yourself. Like I really do love you. And I love us. And I think it's important. I think developing healthy body relationships with ourselves is so important. And it's a thing that like a lot of people are missing these days. So we can practice that. There's another thing I wanted to be able to talk about, but it's like, I'll just say this real quick, because this is really, really important, but I feel like this could be like a whole conversation in itself. And again, okay, you guys are just kind of talking to me, so just kind of like massage yourself real quick, because like I don't want to waste your time. So whatever you're doing right now, maybe you already took your shirt off, that's totally fine. But what I wanted to be able to just like remind us of is that like the evils that we see in the world that pop up in many different forms, including, this is the context why I'm saying this, including the quote unquote evil of like us like not loving ourselves, of us feeling unworthy, of us feeling like we're just like, oh, like I'm not worth it and stuff like that. The evil inside of ourselves, quote unquote evil inside of ourselves, or rather, instead of calling it evil, I'll just call it like the dragon, even though dragons aren't a bad thing. Dragons are actually the teachers. The dragon inside of ourselves, the dragon that we are fighting is the same dragon that we are all fighting. Think about that for a second. The darkness within you that you may be transmuting is the exact same darkness that is being transmuted by everyone else all over the world. So all the stuff that somebody else has got going on, that's the same thing that you're working with. So by you working on it within yourself, you're actually helping them. You're actually helping the collective. You're transmuting it. And again, like going back to the idea, like the dragon's not the bad guy. The dragon's actually the teacher. So like wherever we feel like there is that kind of darkness, like that's the invitation for us to practice shining our light. You know, that is a chance for us to like see where the shadows are and for us to kind of like move them and turn them back into light. It's not light and darkness, it's light and shadow. And where there is light, there is shadow. So it's one and the same. The yin yang, the circle around the yin yang, that is light. And the shadow and the darkness is also light. So the dragon within you is the same dragon within all of us. So by you working on yourself, you are helping all of us. You are helping literally like the darkest things on the other side of the world that may be happening right now. You are actually helping create the solution by you working on yourself right now. So thank you. And like that is 100% true. And I just wanted to be able to remind you of it, because I think you already knew that, but I think you just need to be reminded of it, because that kind of creates context of the fact that like what you're working on right now is very important. Don't underestimate how important it is. So if that jives with you guys, please feel free to just kind of like be like, yes, I hear you, Brendan. I hear you, Wolf. Okay. We got about, I don't know how many people are tuning in on Facebook. If people are tuning in on Facebook, just a reminder, this could crash at any second, so be sure to watch it on Instagram or YouTube in the future if it happens to crash. Maybe we'll see. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so with that said, let's practice. I'm going to remove my shirt now, and if you want to remove your shirt too, and again, you can just kind of like remove your shirt as like a little bit of like a symbolic thing. Like it can be like kind of like a little kind of like a ceremony if you choose to. It can be so totally casual too. So I'm just going to like remove my shirt. And again, I did this last week. It's not a big deal. So just taking off another layer of skin. So awesome. So again, as you're sitting here, I want you to be able to like position yourself in front of the mirror and straight up, like honestly, like I've kind of like talked about this before, but like me being shirtless, like, yeah, there's a vulnerability to it. Like, yeah, like I've talked about this before, like honestly, like believe me guys, like we all go through stages where we're just kind of like, yay, I'm happy with my body. Yay, I'm less happy with my body. Yay, I'm inspired to get better at like developing relationships with my body and stuff like that. And for a while, I always kind of like thought that, and I want you to just kind of like put your hands on your heart here. I want you to start loving yourself. I want you to practice loving yourself. I'm just going to tell you a little bit of a story because my story is your story. Anything that I tell you like here as a story, I try to tell stories so that it's actually your story. Keep that in mind, right? Like I want you to be like, oh, I resonate with that. So like, you know, even for myself, you know, I was kind of like, even when I was kind of like thinking, I was like, oh, you know, like if I'm going to do a shirtless thing, that means I have to be like super fucking like jacked and ripped and perfect. And then I was actually just like, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't because I'm not. I'm still relatively fit, but maybe like the fact that like I'm not perfect, quote unquote perfect, is actually important. Maybe people will just kind of be like, oh, like Brendan's just a human too. But at the same time, I acknowledge the fact that like my body is my art. And I do have the intention to continue developing it. So like, honestly, like me sitting here, it's like, look, this is what I look like, guys. And look, this is what my stomach rolls look like. Have you seen those? Like, have you, like, do you guys have those too? Like, honestly, love these. These are important. Love your tum-tum. Love your tum-tum, okay? Like, honestly, like the fact that like, this is what I look like right now. And like, yeah, like sometimes abs show up and stuff like that. And like, I'm happy with how I look. Like, don't get me wrong, but I know that I can like sculpt myself even better. Me showing up here as like a practice is actually like, I'm just gonna be like, sweet. Like, I'm gonna lead by my own heart. I'm gonna lead by my own example. And like over the course of doing this, if you keep tuning in, eventually you're gonna see that like eventually I'll become like more like sculpted or something like that. Because I know I can be. I've gone through periods where I've been like relatively fit, and then I get so focused in on work that it kind of like my exercise regime changes. But now with summer coming up, especially with summer coming up for a lot of us, this is a great opportunity to just like practice like getting like more kind of focusedly fit on your body. Because again, body, temple, mind. When you're practicing your body, you're practicing your mind, and your body is a reflection of your mind. So again, love yourself for who you are now. So I want you to like, if you're in front of the mirror, just eye gaze with yourself in front of the mirror. And I want you to like really get into this practice of seeing yourself as your beloved. We're going to stand up in a second after this. So I want you to just like look at your eyes. If you happen to have a mirror in front of you, or even if you don't, I want you to just kind of like visualize yourself outside of yourself. And I want you to just kind of like look at yourself, knowing that you're yourself, but almost look at yourself as if you're another person. And if you were another person and you wanted to be able to encourage them, just kind of like look at yourself and just acknowledge, just be like, you're beautiful. Like you are. Like don't be so hard on yourself, you know? I want you to actually use like that feeling of being hard on yourself to be direction for you to be like, "Oh, this is what I want to develop. This is what I want to grow. This is what I want to sculpt. This is what I want to refine. This is what I want to crystallize." So don't go like there's a balance. It's between being too hard and being too easy. You want that middle spot. That's where you want to be, because if you're too hard on yourself, then you're shaming yourself. If you're too easy, you're lazy. But if you're in the middle where you acknowledge both, you're just like, okay, this gives me this neutral place to be able to grow myself towards my goals. So find that place for yourself, find that middle place where you're like, I love myself for who I am, and I acknowledge that it's my intention to practice being healthier, to practice like working out more, to practice like getting outside, to practice like moving my body and using my body as the gift and the tool that it is, and to lead by example. Your body becomes like an icon for others when they're just like, damn, you know, like that person cares about their health. I should do that too, because it's fun, and because, you know, like I see how happy they are and I want that too. So lead by that example, right? And that doesn't mean that you have to have like a six pack and like, you know, like super like beefed up arms and stuff like that. It begins with like a healthy body image, that in itself. So love yourself for where you are. Like that in itself. Like honestly, your story is important. You may not be like the magazine version of what like an ideal like healthy person looks like, but if you can develop a healthy relationship, if you're just like, hey, you know, like I'm working on getting healthier, but I love myself for who I am now, that can be very powerful for others. Because right now there's a lot of people out there who think that just because they're slightly outside the ideal, that they're disgusting, you know, and they're just like, oh, like how can I love myself if I don't fit that criteria? But if you can be slightly outside that quote unquote criteria and love yourself and lead by that example, there's going to be hundreds of other people who are going to be in a similar ballpark who are going to be like, wow, like that's meaningful for me. Maybe I need to love myself some more too. Maybe I can love myself. Maybe I can receive the gift of loving myself. So hands on your heart. Just breathe here. Just breathe for a moment. Just send your love inwards. You're not just loving your body, but you're loving the choice that you made to be here as a soul. You did not choose this body by accident. You chose this body because with it came very specific teachings. So love that. Love what your body is teaching you. Love the journey that you are on with your body. Do you feel that? Just take one more breath here. Deep, gentle inhale, and then we're going to stand up. Beautiful. All right. If you're not standing up already, let's stand up, and we're just going to do some like gentle stretches, and then we're going to get into the chakra practice meditation. So I want to just like be able to like invite us to just be able to like do some kind of gentle arms above the head, mountain pose, or like the triangle pose where you're like reaching over to the side. I have had the thought about doing some broadcasts where it would actually be like the first 30 minutes would be kind of like introductory, and then after that it would be like more of an advanced yoga class. So I do want to like be able to let you guys know that like I'm evolving this as we do it, essentially, right? So and eventually there's going to be like sword training and bow staff training and lightsaber training in this. So so right now I just want you to kind of listen to your body. Whether you're doing what I'm doing or not, that's totally cool, but I want you to just kind of like listen to your body. What does your body need right now? What parts of your body do you need to move? One thing that you can invite yourself to do, again, you can just kind of like, if you're looking in the mirror, you can just be like, oh, okay, one thing I want you to do right now, I want you to practice, okay, whatever you're doing, stop. I want you to practice like standing like a warrior. So I want you to like embody where you are right now, and I want you to feel like a fucking badass. I want you to like puff up your chest. I want you to just kind of like lift your shoulders, and I want you to just like stand there as if you're like a superhero on the edge of a building, and I want you to embody this. So just breathe into this. Close your eyes if you want to. Stop slouching, straighten up your spine. Open up your chest and open yourself up to like receiving the energy. And you can kind of be like tightening yourself up a bit. And then at the same time, just kind of releasing. And then you can kind of tighten yourself up a bit again. And then release. And I want you to kind of like look at yourself in the mirror. And I want you to kind of like see yourself as the superhero you are. And just kind of like hold that posture. And just kind of be like, yes. Like I am fucking powerful. I'm a fucking badass. Like I'm here to love myself. I'm here to grow. Get some like big breaths there. Put a little bit of bend in your knees. We're just gonna like move this into like a little bit of like movement. I want you to listen to your body right now. I want you to imagine right now that you are a Shaolin monk. And I want you to just kind of like tap into like a part of your body that actually like has wisdom from like an ancient age. And I want you to just kind of like make it up. But whatever you do, I want you to just kind of like do it mindfully. And I wanted you to just kind of like pretend that you're just kind of like moving energy. So don't worry about posture. Don't worry, like be aware of your posture, but don't worry about fitting a specific form. I just want you to move with mindfulness in whatever way you move. And like this is the beauty of it. This is a beauty that like you can move in any way with mindfulness. In any way can kind of like become that exercise. So you're doing your own thing now. I'm just kind of like doing my thing. But again, like believe me, like when I'm out there like in the field, like it's gonna be springtime. Like believe me, like it's my intention, like I'm gonna get jacked. Like I'm gonna, like I've been jacked before and I'm gonna get more jacked. Like this is like me kind of like in like, okay, sweet. Like now I get to get jacked again. Even though I'm already like relatively jacked, but I know I can get like more sculpted. But like when I'm like out there like doing like martial arts stuff just on myself, man, like seriously, when I tap into some stuff, like it's like crazy. Like I'm like, where is this coming from? And that's what I think. I think there's like within us, I feel like a bunch of us have been like warriors in past lives, and we have like this intelligence inside of us. We have this like martial arts intelligence inside of us. We have this ability to kind of like move our body with this like incredible degree of like intuitive flow that's like super, super cool. It's like super, super fun. But all you have to do is kind of like move past the programs that are like preventing you from tapping into that. Again, it's like Neo from the Matrix. It's like download that Kung Fu into your body. Okay, I'm just gonna do this just because like, why not, right? If anybody happens to have a lightsaber on them, please feel free to do this. Keep doing your thing, but I just feel called to like bring this out because it's like almost spring, which means that eventually I'll be going outside and like exercising with my lightsaber again. But for me, the lightsaber is a very, very powerful tool because the sword, like anything, I practice with the sword because I practice with my mind and it becomes like an extension of my body. And it looks fucking cool doing it. So again, I want you to like imagine that you already are, that like you have that intuitive martial arts inside of you. And I want you to begin tapping into that. Whether you go to a dojo or not, that's totally up to you. But I want you to give yourself permission to just begin listening to your body. Open up to the idea that there is a movement inside of you that knows what it's doing. That it's like a water just flowing. You have an intelligence inside of you. Again, you know, like that's the thing. Like anything I'm doing with you guys, like it's getting to the point where eventually, like, you can do this without me being here. You can start your mornings just by being like, oh, sweet, okay. I just need to get moving, and I'm just gonna like start practicing my flow. One thing that's fun with flow is that like, go out in nature. This is an exercise for you. Go out in nature, find a tree, and then practice doing like strikes to get as close to the tree as possible without actually hitting it. Like that is your goal, and you're doing that in a mindful way. So you're like, stop right there, stop right there, stop right there. And you just kind of like practice this, and like that's kind of like something that you can do. So let's just take a couple more breaths here. I want to get into the chakra practice meditation, then we'll wrap this up. Again, these broadcasts are like becoming like hour-long broadcasts now, but I appreciate you guys being here. If you need to leave at any point, absolutely feel free. If you've gotten what you need to, absolutely feel free. Just bring your breath with you throughout your day, wherever you're going. So, breathing here, Straighten up your spine. Okay, let's just conclude this here, and then we'll move back to sitting. So again, if you're looking in the mirror, I want you to just be able to like make eye contact with yourself. See yourself. See yourself as like your activated avatar. Do you see that? Breathe into your heart. Breathe into your power. Activate the guardian within you. There is the seed of the guardian inside each of us. And my intention throughout these broadcasts, throughout all the stuff that I continue to do, is to help nurture that seed, to help you grow that seed inside of you. So just breathe here. What does it mean? What does it mean for you to be a guardian? That's an answer. That's an answer you're still unraveling, a question you're still seeking. It means loving yourself. It means seeing yourself from a higher perspective. It means understanding the purpose that we share, the fact that you are not alone, the fact that you're part of a team, the fact that you're here to be social alchemists, wizards, to help be the bridge to bring more magic into this world. Take a couple more breaths here. Close your eyes if you want to. Embody this. Anything that you've been doing, notice what your body's feeling. Maybe it's a little bit sweaty now. Embody the presence of this exercise. One more deep breath. Beautiful. Relax. Shift gears here. Move yourself back into sitting. Moving into our chakra practice meditation. How's everyone feeling right now? Please feel free to just like leave comments. Again, you can leave comments afterwards. Again, even just reply to this in the future. If you're watching this in the future, you can leave comments then. Again, you know, the thing that we're doing right now with like the shirtless thing, we're only doing that Wednesdays. You know, we don't have to do it every day. You can do it every day. That's totally fine with you. So let's just check in. Just kind of like sit down for a minute. Thank you again, everybody, for joining, for being here. Appreciate it. Do you feel yourself? Do you feel like you're like loving your body a little bit more? Can you like love like all those little things? Can you love like those things where there's like hair that's in a weird spot? Can you love like all like the little lines on your hand? Just do that. Just take a moment here. Just kind of like look at your hand. Just look at all the little lines. I want you to find a line on your hand that you have never actually looked at before. And just be like, oh, hey little guy, how's it going? Oh, you're so cute. And like that line in itself is a story, right? So just look at yourself. Just look at yourself as if you're like looking at the hand of your beloved and you're just like, I just want to worship every single piece of you, you know? Something like that. And so you love your hands, you love your nails, you love your arms, you love your chest, you love your shoulders, you love your face, you love your breasts, your nipples, you love your tum-tum. Love your tum-tum. Woo! Fact is, guys, everybody has a tum-tum. Like, unless you have like 1% body fat, which you could eventually, but that's like one thing where it's just kind of like, we're just like, oh no, tum-tums, but then it's just like, wait a second, doesn't everyone have one? Just like, oh yeah. We're like constantly like pretending that we're not like something that we are, so, but we're beautiful, that's what we are, so we don't have to pretend. Let's move into a chakra practice meditation. Again, for those of you who've been tuned into this in the past, you know that this chakra practice meditation is about tuning in with the chakras. The chakras are organs of perception that allow us to be able to receive information beyond the present moment. This is in tune with being able to develop our faith in ourselves, our trust in ourselves, our ability to develop more connection with the information that comes to us from the future so that we can make wiser decisions, so that we can be more in that place of grace, so that we can be like Neo from the Matrix, where when the time comes, we won't even have to dodge bullets. We'll just be able to like respond in a place of mindfulness. And I remind you that like, be aware of like an old version of yourself that would react. You want to shift into that place where you're like responding with mindfulness. So slowing down is a key thing. Patience is a key thing. Connecting with your breath, connecting with the wisdom of your breath is a key thing. And that's what this practice is also about. This is based on the Gnostic teachings. And we'll start with the brow chakra. The Gnostic teachings, there is a 2-hour lecture that I can send you if you want more information. If you want a cheat sheet with the different chakras and the virtues and the faculties, send me a message for that and I'll send you that as well. And you can keep that on your phone. You can be like, sweet, now I can do these on my own, super easy. So we'll start with the brow chakra. The brow chakra is the vowel sound I, pronounced as in ski. The sound is E. We'll do this 3 times together. You'll close your eyes when you do this. You keep your focus. Use this as an exercise to practice keeping your focus on one place at one time. The focus being on your third eye. And I want you to either just focus on the feeling or focus on the virtue. The virtue in itself would be serenity. The faculty is the ability of clairvoyance. So again, this is kind of like sight beyond sight, inspiration, images. So if you activate more of your third eye, again, like activate, I don't like that term. Like it's kind of a weird term. Or like what you can eventually have is kind of like more in that place where you're like, your meditations can become more visually oriented because you're kind of like opening up a radar dish to be able to receive a better signal. Would be one way to be able to put it. Right now your signal might be like a little staticky. So this is like a practice that kind of like helps like tune the signal. So relax your arms, put them where you need to, close your eyes. Again, the virtue here is serenity. So bringing ourselves into that virtue of serenity, peace, calmness. Gentle inhale, exhale on your own, just regular breath. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the mouth. Straighten up the spine, relax the face. Inhale together. Exhale the sound E. Inhale deep. E. Together again. Inhale deep. Keep your focus on this present moment. Inhale deep. Good. Moving into the throat chakra, and again, I remind you that like if you have time to like spend like 10 minutes on each chakra, absolutely do that. You know, it's super, super important. Moving to the throat chakra, this is again about the virtue of justness and the faculty of clairaudience. So in the same way we speak, we can also hear. The throat chakra looks like a flappy vagina. Not flappy vagina, it just looks like a vagina. It looks like the mouth of a vagina. Very, very important to keep note of that because it is the idea that like this is where reality is birthed from. That space between space, the Vesica Pisces. That'd be weird if I was just talking like this and all you saw was that. It'd be like some sort of alien mouth. Rah, rah. Anyways, but we keep in mind that our words create worlds. Very, very powerful part of the creation process. Honor that. The sound, the power of the sound. It's like our throat chakra is orienting this whole practice. Oh my goodness. The vowel for this is a vowel sound E, pronounced as in way. The sound is A. This is historically known as the Canadian chakra. No, it's not. Putting your hands, just gently massage your throat if you need to. When you're ready, gently release your hands down on your lap. Focusing on the virtue of justness, speaking our truth, yet also knowing when not to speak. Like that's such an important thing. Sometimes we get into this habit where we say more than we need to, and then we have to kind of like learn a lesson about that. So this is a kind of like learning how to communicate in a way that's healthy, in a way that's like respecting other people's boundaries, in a way that's kind of like honoring ourselves and kind of like being in tune with our emotions. Again, like if you're in a reactive place, the throat chakra out of like not being justness might just be like, well, actually, this is what I have to say, or like, oh, here's my thing, or like, hey, boss, like, I want to tell you, like, how I actually feel about you. When, like, justness is just kind of like, dial it back. Think about this. Think about this. Like, do you need to say this? Like, is it, there's a way how to kind of, like, measure it. It's like, oh, there's a list of someone else who made it where it's just kind of like, yeah, it's like, does it matter? Is it important? I forget what it was. But anyways, I want you to be able to be a better judge of what you say. And that will come with time. It comes with practice. And quite frankly, sometimes it comes by like not making mistakes, but you do. You do things and then eventually you're just like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that differently next time. You know, I'm not going to say quite what I want to say. But it's about finding the balance. It doesn't mean never saying anything. It means speaking well, communicating well. And that takes practice. So thank you for practicing that. Just looking at some of the comments. Hey guys, hey everyone for joining on the spot. Appreciate you guys being here. We're just going through the chakras. Again, yeah, you missed the beginning part of the practice, but yeah, this is Shirtless Wednesdays. Is that what this is? Does this have a name? So if you want to join us in that process of practice, please feel free. And it's just like, again, a practice of self-love. Moving into the throat chakra, relax your arms, straighten up your spine. The vowel for this is the vowel sound E, pronounced as in way. The sound is A. Focus. Notice when your mind wanders when you do this practice. Yet bring it back as an exercise. Focus on either the sensation of the throat or the virtue of justness and also the faculty of clairaudience. Gentle inhale, exhale on your own. Inhale deep. Exhale. Inhale again deep through your mouth. Together. Together again, deep inhale. If your mind is wandering, bring it back. Inhale again. Good. Beautiful. Moving into the heart chakra. Again, you may notice that your mind was wandering there. That's okay. Observe that. That's your exercise. That's like the weight that you're lifting right there. It's really crazy. Like even I noticed it too. Like on my second breath, I'm just like, I'm there, but then I'm just like, what do I need to work on today? And then I'm just like, oh, fuck, being present. Heart chakra. Moving into the heart chakra. The vowel sound is O. The sound is like snow. Oh. Focusing on inspiration and also intuition as well. Intuition kind of like overlaps with gut feeling and heart. So again, get better at listening to your heart. Your heart will guide you. And honestly, I've said this before, but I'll say it again because it's important. The heart will guide you to where you need to be. That doesn't always mean that it's going to guide you towards happiness, but it's going to guide you towards where you need to be. So maybe you might be in a situation where you're just going to be like, oh my God, I have a crush on that person. And you feel your heart calling you there, but evidently what's there for you is like a lesson of letting go, or a lesson where your heart kind of gets like slightly cracked. But again, the heart doesn't break, it only breaks open. That's like a whole thing in itself. But realize that sometimes the heart will lead us towards valuable lessons, and it might be valuable lessons of self-worth and more resiliency. It doesn't always mean that like, oh, I listened to my heart and then I got my heart broken, I'm never going to listen to my heart again. No, like understand like where your heart is taking you. Your heart is taking you towards self-development and deeper self-love. It's not necessarily taking you towards like the most fun thing, but it's taking you to the most important thing that you need to go to. So listen to that. Listen to your heart and be aware of that beforehand, because then when you're aware of that, you can kind of like observe like how the lessons are coming to you and just be like, oh, okay, what am I learning right now? The heart will lead you to your lessons. That's basically it. Hands on your heart if you want to. Deep inhale, exhale on your own. And again, the virtue for this is, of course, love, compassion, loving yourself, being in service, loving others, healthy boundaries. Not the overly open heart, but the balanced heart. Not the super closed heart, but the balanced heart, the middle. One more deep inhale, exhale on your own. Relax. Together, deep inhale and the sound O. Again, inhale. Once more, inhale. Beautiful. Awesome. You guys are doing great. Thank you so much for being here. We're almost done. Less than a couple left. Focusing next on the solar chakra. The solar chakra is a vowel sound U, pronounced as in blue. The sound is U. Again, this is a lot to do. Uh-oh. Looks like we just lost the Facebook feed. See, it happens. Bonus points to those of you on Instagram and YouTube. You don't have to deal with that. So the heart chakra, or sorry, the solar chakra, moving through this, just not going to daddle too much. Oh, do you want to hear a quick story? Jeez, as I'm literally just like, do you know why the tortoise do you know why the tortoise won the race? This is really, really important. I just want to be able to tell you real quick. Do you know why the tortoise won the race? This is something somebody else mentioned this the other day, so I'm just echoing it. Shout out to Kevin Bulmer. So the tortoise the tortoise won the race because the tortoise knew who it was. And it did things in exactly the way that the tortoise does. Because it isn't actually a competition. The best way for you to win your race is by knowing who you are and not trying to be the hare. Be yourself. Be the tortoise. Know who you are. Run your race. Okay? Makes sense, right? Cool. Awesome. I just want to be able to share that with you. Instinctive healing knows what I'm talking about. All right. Solar chakra. Focusing on this. This is, again, a lot to do with our inspiration. Again, heart chakra is inspiration, but this is about like empowerment. This is really about kind of like being clear on who we are. That solar chakra, you think it's like the solar, it's the sun. Little tidbit, the word person. You're a person per sun of the sun. Every single person, literally within the language of what we call ourselves, is literally an embodied sun. We are literally, each one, this is a crazy idea. Each one of us is like, there's like a star out there in the universe that correlates to every single soul. Or maybe it's like a group thing, and maybe, I don't know. I didn't write this universe. But every single one of us is literally a sun embodied in human form. Or like a fractal of the sun embodied in human form. And that's why we're a person of the sun. So the solar chakra kind of reminds us that. It kind of connects us with that higher wisdom. Again, focusing here on the tum-tum chakra. I'm just joking. The faculty here is telepathy, and the virtue here is temperance. So again, willpower. Use your vices to be the stone that strengthens your willpower, that strengthens the sword of your willpower. Hands gently on the solar chakra. We're going to move right through here, or else I'm going to run out of time. The vowel for this is a vowel sound U, pronounced as in blue. The sound is ooh. Deep inhale, exhale on your own. Close your eyes. Invite yourself to be even more sure of who you are. Take another breath here. Just allowing yourself to get even better with your willpower. Purifying yourself, you know? That doesn't mean you're like 100% pure, but you're in the process of the intention of purifying yourself. Removing that which you are not. Very, very powerful. Deep inhale together, and then the sound U. Inhale deep. Again, deep inhale. Be mindful. Be present. Again, deep inhale. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, let's go right into the next chakra. Thank you again, everyone, for being here. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to smash that like button. You know what to do. Pulmonary chakras. Massage these real quick. Again, these are like the pulmonary chakras relate to the idea of ultra memory, past lives, beyond the present moment, future lives, ancestors. Massage those real quick. We'll use this as a practice to kind of connect with our ancestors. The vowel sound is A, pronounced as in saw. The sound is ah. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. Like, honestly, you're not here to appease me. You're here because this is an investment for yourself. You're here because you're receiving the benefits of this practice. And maybe because I entertain you. I desperately try to make it worth your while. Honestly, seriously, like mind hack here. If I can convince you guys that waking up and doing this is actually a fun thing to do, if I can like get you here showing up and you're like, oh, I'm gonna like show up because I'm gonna like enjoy it, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna like laugh at Brendan embarrassing himself, you know, that relates to this idea where instead like the practice of doing your meditation isn't like aw, but instead it's like yeah. So you're welcome. Okay. All right. Moving into the pulmonary chakras, massage those really gently. Hands gently relax, straighten up your spine. The vowel sound is A. The sound is ah, like in saw. Deep, gentle inhale, exhale on your own. Relax. Gratitude for your ancestors. Deep inhale together. Again, deep inhale. Again, inhale. We're gonna do one more bonus one just in case you're drifting. Focus. Gratitude for your ancestors' past lives. Inhale deep. Good. Moving into the Sacral Chakra, the Tum-Tum Chakra version 2.0. The vowel for this is vowel sound M. The virtue here is the virtue of chastity, developing healthy relationships with our sexual energies. Again, just kind of like so important. I don't have too much time to talk about it because we're about to lose the the Facebook feed. We got like less than 5 minutes. So again, focus. If you're not already, this is your daily reminder to practice cultivating your sexual energy. There, okay? You got it. Focusing here, close your eyes, bring yourself into that balance of developing healthy relationship with your sexual energy. Understand that you doing that is a form of love for yourself and a form of loving others because you bring that energy into all you do and the vitality is shared with others. The inspiration is shared with others. Deep inhale, the vowel sound is M, the sound is mm. Inhale, exhale on your own. Relax your face. Inhale together. Again, inhale. Focus. Beautiful. Awesome. Let's move right into the root chakra. We'll finish it off. Hands gently where you want them, either on your laps, in front of your root, wherever you're comfortable. Straighten up your spine. The vowel for this is a vowel sound S, pronounced S. Sizzling of the snake, rising of the serpent. Virtuous patience, faculties, lords of the earth, connecting with the Gaia. Now that we have built the bridge, every time you do this, you're strengthening the bridge. You're building your Bifrost. Roots to the earth, connection to the heaven. You are the bridge between heaven and earth, creating heaven on earth, between higher conscious ideas and mainstream culture. Thank you. Vowel for this is S. S. Deep inhale, exhale on your own. Patience. You've been practicing patience. Honor that within yourself. Deep inhale together. Next exhale, the sound S. Again. Once more. Take another moment here, just connect with your breath. Give yourself at least a couple more breaths. Practice patience. Feel what your body feels like right now. Notice how you feel a little bit more lighter, a little bit more in tune, a little bit more excited, a little bit more inspired, a little bit healthier, a little bit capable, a little bit more trusting, a little bit more faithful. This is you activating the spire of light within yourself, inspiring yourself, inspiring others. One more deep breath. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Add in a couple more breaths. We got less than 45 seconds on the Instagram feed. So Thank you so much, everyone, again, for being here. Please leave your comments afterwards. Send me a message if you watch the recording of this. Make sure I'm following you on Instagram if I'm not already yet. I want to remind you that we are opening the Paradigm Shift Shifter Academy starting soon. I'm working on the final processes of it. If you want to be a part of the exclusive team Discord chat and much more, getting involved with the broadcast is $10 a month. If you want to pay more, that's totally fine. If you want to start saving up your money, you got time to do that. Check the links in the info below to donate. You can donate right to there and get on the list, or send me a DM for more information. And if you need anything else, please feel free to just contact me, including here 5 seconds of eye gazing. I love you guys. Ow, ow, ow. Go kick some butt. Go kick some butt. All right. See you soon. All right, gotta wrap this up. Okay, and then for those of you on YouTube, just finishing it off again, just repeating what I just said. Check the link down below if you want to just donate, even just to donate, just to be like, hey, here's like, you know, some little bit of space cash for you because I appreciate what you do. And again, please join us back here for another broadcast tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been Wolf. You've been waking up with Wolf. Sending a little bit of love your way. Thank you for so much for what you do every day, for all the things you say, for all the ways that you play. Just know that there is always a way for you to be able to find the excitement of every single day. Whatever comes into your path is there for you to know that it is the truth within your heart that will always last. So carry the inspiration further with you out into this nation, for that is your gift. For that is what we are here to do within this transcendence, or something like that. All right, wrapping it up. YouTube, thank you so much. Again, just leave your comments afterwards. I'll check the live chat. I appreciate you guys being here. Share this with your friends. As always, keep it shifty. Go kick some butt. To all the shifters, to all the light guardians out there, we're doing it. Good job, team. Much love. Until next time, peace, love, and wholeness. Keep it shifty. I will see you in the future. Ow, ow, ow. Cowabunga, dude.